Hey everyone, it's Tony here with Nerds Ever Sleep, bringing you guys another one of these Goodsmile Company Pop-Up Parade unboxings. Now, today, again, I kind of pulled these at random. I have one of the 5 Quintessential Quintuplets, the Shy Sister, Miku, who is a pretty big fan favorite. She was my front runner when the show first came out, when I first started reading the manga and watching the show, and slowly kind of went down the ranks a little bit for me. So I have a 3-way tie now. But again, she's one of the 5 sisters. If you're not familiar with Quintessential Quintuplets, it's a pretty cool romantic comedy, anime and manga. I really enjoyed it a lot. Thing with these, I'm going to just get this out of the way. Before I show you this, I want to give a disclaimer. This is the first version of this figure. Now, what happened with these was Goodsmile released the entire set of 5 sisters. And like a lot of the pop-up parades, they got a lot of crap about these. They got kind of reviewed pretty negatively. So I'm looking at her just in the box. And just from this viewpoint in the box, I think she looks pretty good. Now, I've done a few Quintuplets figures. I've done quite a few prize figures of the Quintuplets on the channel. And I think she looks, just from here, objectively, on par with the prize figures, if not better than some of them. Now, reminder here, these are not your typical high-end Goodsmile products that are $80, $200, $300 pieces. These are your entry-level pieces. These are essentially Goodsmile's of competition to prize figures, which continually keep going up in price. This is an entry-level collectible, okay? Not going to get the most amazing sculpts in the world, but so far, I've been very impressed by everyone but one that I've opened on this channel so far. So, I'm going to open her up, and I'm going to give my fair thoughts on this first launch of the sisters. And I don't have the newer versions to compare with. So that's going to be the only thing. But I guess what they did was they kind of changed the faces a little bit. And as far as Nino is concerned, which I do want to make sure I get, because Nino in this original versions has her long hair, and the new Pop-Up Parade has her short hair. So there is a difference there other than just the face. So I did notice in pictures, a couple of them, the faces they made a little more detailed, because I can even see with Miku here, her face isn't very prominent. Like, you can't see the details in her face. That's how Yukino actually was too from My Teen Romantic Comedy. So I noticed that may be a trend that maybe they don't get the fine details in the face on some of these. But we're going to go and we're going to take a look at her, and I'm going to give my fair thoughts on her. Honestly, as these are now out of print, you may be able to either get these on the cheap or just buy the new versions if you like the way this one looks. So we're going to go in, do the usual, show you guys the box, and open her up. So let's take a look right. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is the very old style box for the pop-up parades. Now, they've gone through a few evolutions, as you can see, in their logos and their boxing and their branding and stuff like that. So this is one of the originals. So this is a pretty old one considering how old these are. But again, you can see perfectly clear what you're going to get. Again, my thing with these is, unlike prize figures, you can see what you're going to get. Again, the side of the box, you're going to be able to see through. You're going to be able to see Miku there. On the back here, we've got all our details about, the figures. Everything's in Japanese. Google Translate, if you do have any wonder to what it does say, that's what I do. And of course, the sides here are going to be clear. And this is the actual on the background here. This is your typical pop-up parade generic background that they were using before. So all the sisters have this as well. And of course, the top is see-through, and the bottom is a just white base. So that's it for this. Let's go and open her up. Take a look right now. All right, so as always, got my little cutter here. These are taped 3 ways. Just gonna cut it real quick. And I know I say that every time. Loud noises. These blisters are not quiet. on the microphone. So we're going to cut here. Again, cut carefully on these because you don't want to cut the figure. Sometimes they get a little close for comfort. And we're going to pop her right open. So again, she's going to be one piece in her clamshell with her base. So let's take a look right now. Put that cutter away. So Miku has a blue base, clear blue, as most of these do. We've got 3 pegs here to insert her feet. And again, Miku is wrapped carefully to keep from any kind of damage. The only thing here is, gotta be careful. Her plastic is tucked under her hair and her hand. So I'm gonna flip this around so I am careful with it as well. Just be very careful because it's tucked under her hair. Okay, I did just get it out. And she's gonna come out in one solid piece. Again, something I like about these pop-up parades. So she has her 3 foot pegs. And we're going to just pop her down into her base very easily. She's a tight fit, actually. Wow. This first one, his foot pegs were a tight fit. There she is. Put on the base. She's got her cute little headphones on. She's ready to go. That's it for this one. We're going to bring you guys in, and I'm going to let you take a look at her. And I'm just going to say I think she looks pretty damn cute right now. But I'm going to let you guys be the judge of that yourselves, and I'm going to let you take a close look at her right now. Okay, so I'm going to spin her around here. And, I mean, she's really cute looking. And I do like, again, that she's all one piece. I think they did a really good job with her. I am noticing something. And I'll show you guys shortly with her. I won't spoil it, but in comparison to other prize figures, she looks very cute. I'm going to zoom in here for you guys. Kind of let you see her little feet here. For those of you who are into that thing. She's got her little feet. Obviously, she's got her tights. And as you notice, the thing I noticed about these, whereas opposed to other prize figures, is the paintwork seems a little bit better on them without any scuffs or, molding kind of mess. I mean, you see her buttons, you see all the little flares in her flannel and her cardigan here, her little skirt. I mean, everything looks pretty well done. And I can see what people mean about the face kind of almost being like non-existent. And I can see that because even zoomed in and fully focused in on her face, sorry, I shook a little bit there, her mouth and everything is barely there. So again, that is something that I'm noticing, and that is really weird. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. And again, that could be the gripe. I do like kind of how the headphones are kind of, holding her hair right here. That's kind of cool. But that is one glaring thing with that face. But everything else, sorry about the focus. I don't know what's going on here, but everything else looks really, really clean. So it's just really strange with the face. So what I'm going to do before I finish this, I'm going to show you guys something else really quick. So here is a case where I'm going to actually say the prize figure is much better than the pop-up parade. This is your Volume 1 Miku pop-up parade. This is your Taito Corful prize figure of Miku. And as you can see, I mean, the Taito Corful figures are really nice. There's more flair to this one and everything than the pop-up parade. Sorry, I'm only focusing on one or the other. I don't know why. And the hair is a lot more vibrant. And as you can see with this, the face, the difference in your faces is night and day. So in this case, I can definitely see why people griped about this launch. She does look cute enough on her own, but when you size her up with a prize figure, this is one of those rare occasions, the prize figure knocks her out of the park. So just wanted to kind of give you guys that sample. I'm going to tell you my final thoughts in a minute, but I just wanted to show you guys that really quick before we close this out. Wow. Um, okay. So this is tough. Uh, as I said, I love Miku, and at the first glance, this piece is really, really good looking. She is very cute. She is better than some of the prize figures I've seen, but I can see 100% what people were talking about with the faces. And the same thing was with Yukino as well. I noticed her face, you didn't really see much. And I don't know if it's because when they do a closed mouth on these, something doesn't process correctly in their printing or their coloring or whatever. But any other ones that have open mouths or expressions on their face come out really, really good. Miku has a closed mouth, I noticed, just like Yukino. And the details are not there in the face, which is why I brought this Corful figure out. Because Miku has, again, a closed mouth with a little smirk. But you can see that right off the rip. And I'm looking at both of these here, and they're in very similar poses. That's why I did bring her out too. Granted, she has her jacket on and everything else, and she doesn't. The Pop-Up Parade, she has longer hair because this is from Quintuplets 1. Obviously, this is from Quintuplets Part 2. And it's crazy just putting these two next to each other. So I'm going to say, while I think she is a solid figure, the face does take away from a lot of it. And it makes me almost not want to open the other first print ones and just try to get the second print ones. Or just skip the second print ones and stick with my Taito line because these are also very impressive. Um, I think she's going to actually be my lowest reviewed pop-up parade. Maybe next to Yukino. I think Yukino was very unimpressive as well. But I mean, she's still a solid figure. And again, from farther away, she looks really good. But when you get up close and you notice that as you get closer, the facial details just aren't there. It does take away from it. But if she is just kind of up on your shelf with all the rest of the sisters, and whatever, she looks really good. And that's the part that I'm torn about because I can't take away from how good quality she is, but again, the face does take it away for me. So I'm gonna give this one again. This is the original one, and we're putting her up next to this prize figure. I'm gonna give her just a 6 out of 10. I'm gonna definitely agree with everyone who has said to pass on this first print line of the quintuplets. Again, I do not have the second one to compare with, so I'm probably gonna do some looking and digging and to see what they changed in her as well. My opinion, if you're looking at these, even with the Pop Parade versions, go with these Taito Coreful ones instead. The Taito Coreful lines are awesome, and they are prize figures as well, so they are on the cheap. You may even be able to score these for cheaper than the Papa Parade. And as you can see in this case, they are larger. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. And I know I don't normally tell people buy this over this. But in this case, I'm going to agree with the haters of this original launch line and say that this is very unimpressive. It's a shame because the actual sculpt itself is very nice, but the face takes everything away from it. It takes all the personality out of your quintuplets. And that is one of the main things of the quintuplets. There are 5 of them, and granted they have different styles, but their styles and their expressions are what make their characters stand out from each other from a visual standpoint. And if they all have this just washed out, bland look on their face, that takes away from everything. So, again, my first or my second disappointing pop-up parade. And again, this is an original one. This is one of their older ones, one of their first ones. So I will give the benefit of the doubt. It was their one of their first entries into this foray of cheaper prize figures, and they probably went really cheap. So they did remedy it, hopefully, with their new relaunch and reboot of them. Again, I'll look into it. But as for these first lines, if you got them on the cheap, I guess great. But if you're going to spend $25 even on these, you're better off getting something that's going to look nicer on your shelf. So, kind of bummed, honestly, that this one had to turn out this way, but I kind of expected to be unimpressed just by the hate. But again, Pop Parades get a lot of hate, and so far I've been very impressed. So, I can be wrong once in a while. But yeah, anyways, sorry for the ranting here. A little bit longer winded than I wanted to be with this one, but I definitely wanted to compare and contrast these things as well because very disappointing with the faces on these. And I kind of don't want to open the others in the original set just because I don't want to be disappointed. But yeah, as always, follow me on all the socials. Link tree down in the description below. Excuse me. I will link both this version, if I can, for a purchase, and the second version as well. If I have links to both of those, I will put them down in the description of this video. And I'm also going to do something a little out of the ordinary and put links for this one as well. Excuse me. I did lawn work today and I'm a little under the weather. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I'm kind of disappointed. Hopefully, the next one I'm shooting, Natsu from Fairy Tail, is going to kind of reignite my passion for the pop-up parades, because this one is definitely a disappointment. But again, that's it for this. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope I kind of put some things in perspective for you about this one. And yeah, we'll see you in the next videos. Follow on all the socials again. Click that like, the subscribe, click the dislike button if you didn't really care for the figure, because that's one of the options too. But you know, share the video, kind of spread it around, let people kind of compare and contrast these as well. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.